want to talk about one thing here with the Chicago Bulls coming up into this season, and that is how long is the plan that AK and Eversley going to take for the Bulls to be back into relevancy, with considering that they are trying to basically rebuild the team on the fly while still competing and trying to contend for play-in and playoff spots. And that's one of the biggest things here that you have a question with, right? Is that many Bulls fans have questions with is how long is this whole process going to take? And with the way that the front office has not really garnered the most trust, blind trust from the fan base, there's a huge question about of how can they really do this the way that they want to? And it's going to have to be one major thing is going to have to be that this is all dependent on, and that is the Bulls finding an absolute gem much lower than what you typically find those players. Now, throughout NBA history, there have been players that are drafted lower. They end up becoming focal points of the team. Of course, a lot of people go to Tyrese Halliburton with that, right? Somebody who wasn't drafted very high up, but did end up becoming the focal point of a team. And if you look throughout the NBA, there are guys like Jimmy Butler, another guy that actually was drafted by us, that, you know, he was the focal point of teams that made runs to NBA finals and never were able to get there, right? And those players are kind of rare. Of course, the Nikola Jokic, second-round pick, ends up turning into MVP, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. And what the Bulls have right now, the player that they're hoping is going to ascend to that is Matas Buzelis, right? Say what you will about Matas Buzelis. He's a player that a lot of Bulls fans are really hype on right now, rightfully so. He's earned every bit of the hype around his name. But as I've been saying, it's to kind of temper those expectations that Matas is going to hit some astronomical leap in year 2 where he is just the focal point of everything the Chicago Bulls do. You're probably looking more year 3, year 4 for Matas Buzelis to get into that, considering how raw his game is. Now, for Matas' credit, he's somebody that puts in every bit of the work possible. And that's where you feel the most confident in somebody like Matas and what they're able to do because of the way that he does play and the way that he factors into things that the Bulls do. It's great. Like he's somebody that really cares and loves the game of basketball. He really cares about truly being great. When he does something and messes up, when he gets cooked, he goes back to the drawing board and wants to make sure that never happens before. He's willing to put it all in, right? And so because of that, that puts you in a spot where, okay, hopefully Matas turns into something. Of course, Noah Essengay, another player that the Bulls drafted that has kind of this raw, all-around game. As it stands right now, Noah Essengay's game could really become anything. Yes, his defense, his rebounding, his shot blocking, those are kind of the best skills that he has right now, but he's raw enough and moldable enough and reportedly has a lot of that same mindset of Matas Buzelis to where you trust he's going to maximize on whatever potential is there. And if you have the right people developing these players, that maybe you can get there. But